What's going on, everybody? It's OHB coming at you with a bit of a different video today. Today we are going to be talking about the state of the hobby and breaking with OHB. So I wanted to put out a little short video. We've had a couple breaks go up and we've had a couple breaks come down. And kind of wanted to just give a little quick short video about kind of where things are at, where things are going. First and foremost, I want to fully disclose that the opinions stated in this video are my opinions and my opinions alone and do not reflect any opinions of any other people that are affiliated or associated with OHB, and are strictly my opinions about where I see things. And kind of a little bit of what I would like to say today is a little bit of the behind the curtain peek of kind of some of the stuff that I manage on a day in, day out basis when it comes to breaks. So without further ado, we're going to slide on over to the group page here. We got a couple breaks that are up tonight that we're looking at trying to run. We've got a basketball, a football. We had two new baseball breaks go up tonight just because we were looking at changing it up a bit. And it kind of talks a little bit about this. So we had a baseball break, one baseball break that kind of came up where we were trying to do Topps Chrome hobbies and a leaf with a 2021 Bowman's Best box. So one of the struggles we're facing from the breaking side is that this Topps Chrome hobby box with one autograph per is well above the price of this leaf metal box where you get 10 autographs per. And one of the things we're struggling and seeing in the market right now is that we're seeing a lot of the prices of hobby boxes going up, but we're not seeing necessarily the content of the hobby boxes changing as much, where we're getting bigger separations between card values and box prices, but nothing's really curving it yet. So from a breaking side, especially what we're doing, kind of always doing like single boxes or two boxes, we struggle a bit with trying to price some of these, because what you have is kind of situations like this where we look at putting a 15 spot breakup and it's $47 a spot. And I agree, it is not a cheap break by some means. I will say that no matter what, we respect and appreciate and totally are happy with the fact that we know so much that you all put your hard-earned dollars into your day in and day in life, and that you choose to share that money with us so that we can bring you just a little bit of enjoyment in your week and in your life. And I am grateful to the moon that you choose to share that with me and share that with us. So I thank you all who watched this video and who joined our breaks that do that. But it is some of our struggles. The best thing that I have going is this is not my full-time job. It's a part-time job that I operate out of my home. And what does that mean for me and you all is it's a minimum overhead job. I don't have to pay people to do the job. I don't have to pay electricity. I don't have to pay water and all those other things that come with it. But it does in some respects hurt, because sometimes when you can't break 24/7, you can't get as much product and roll as much product. But it does mean that I can keep our margins lower. I can tell you all right now, between these three boxes, this is about a $205 box. This is a $250 box, and this is about a $200 box. So when you look at just the base price on this alone, you're talking about $600 plus worth of material here. So that's kind of where that number comes from. I think there was only like a $50 margin on this break. And so the way when I construct a break that I look at it is I'm trying to make sure that I give you all the best value for that break, and that you're going to get something beneficial in return, and not just feel like I just threw $50 of my life away and I wish I had it back and I just didn't make that decision. I know most people understand when they do breaks that they accept that and they understand that, and that's part of the fun. But I also want to know that you all are going to get the best value for what you get. And if I don't believe the break, we're not going to list it. This is another example of break we had to pull down recently. We had 3 spots that were taken, but unfortunately, I think this 160 price tag was just too much to overcome. These boxes actually right now on the market, and we'll take a look at that here in just a second, are selling somewhere between the neighborhood of $110 to $130 a box. This one, if you actually did the math on this, broke down to about $85, $80 a box, which is well below anything the market right now is driving towards. But again, I understand it is a tough rip. It is only 20 cards. That's 20 autos, but you know, this is one of those products that we kind of struggle with because when these were $70 boxes, it was a little more justifiable. And they'd say, oh, okay, well, you know, I got a $40 card from it, cool, or a $20 card, not big deal. When you're $120 for a product like this is tough. This is a tough rip for people. But some would argue, hey, I spent $100 or $120, I got one autograph, versus I spent $300 and I got one autograph. And that's to each which everybody likes. And so a lot of the things we try to tailor to is what are the things that you all want to see, but where we can still give you a fair price. So let's take a little peek behind the curtain here. And I'm going to show you some of the vendor pages I use and kind of see some of the stuff that working against and what things I'm targeting and looking at right now. So we're going to head over here to RBI Crew. So obviously we get a lot of our supplies from one of our favorite vendors. Want to say a shout out to AN Collect and thank you for everything you do for us in this great group. But sometimes we have to go check out other vendors, and this is one of the other vendors I will use. This is RBI Crew. And so kind of taking a look at the market here, looking at some of these products. You know, some of the baseball, we've been a bit stinged on some of the products that are coming out right now. One of the newest releases is Panini Boys of Summer. They didn't this product, I think you can still buy, or for at least a little ago, you could still buy the 2024 version. The price on this didn't change. It's still $300 a box. And the product didn't change a ton. They've definitely added some different autos and kind of changed it up a little bit. The booklets aren't guaranteed in every box. And they're not a bad product. At $300 a box, it is a little tougher rip. We are getting 3 autos and 1 mem. But we definitely have seen in the market that the reaction to no active players makes this a lot harder of a break to do. A product to rip. And so when you factor that in of a 10 spot break, you're probably looking at least a $33 a spot break just for those cards. Go over to Topps Finest here. Obviously, that's one of the breaks we have up right now. This is your sale price right now that you're looking at. It's $385. Throw tax and shipping on top of that. That racks up pretty quickly. You're not seeing a lot of other products coming out here. You know, we talked about the 250, 260 for Topps Chrome right now. Jumbos at $465, which has come down quite a bit from the earliers. Topps Chrome Delight boxes are starting to come down. And this is because you're also seeing this because these are being very heavily produced. And so when these were come flying out at $325, $300, everyone ripped it. But now that I think that price is starting to hurt, and that's bringing things back and bringing things to start kind of falling back in the market a little bit. So those are tough breaks and tough boxes. You start trying to go for older products. There's not that much out there when it comes to that. So National Treasures hobby boxes. We did these, I think, closer to $600 a box break. Now they're up to $850. Bowman hobby boxes at $325. So you got to see from a baseball side, this is one of the more reasonably priced people I buy from outside of AAN. I'm going to go over to one of my other. So before I do that, let's take a look at football. So that's one of our other big hitters, right? So first off the line, Panini one dropped today this week, and cases were selling out at around $14,000. I believe that was 20 boxes a case. They sold out somewhere in the neighborhood of like $700. This is one card you get. These are $375 for a single card. Origins. This is a big hitter. This one's been kind of hurting a little bit. Origins we're finding is a very expensive product, and you're getting these Panini Origins boxes at $300 or $435 a box. That's a tough rip. I do have one that just arrived today that I did order, but look at Immaculate, $1425. National Treasures, that was sold out. We can take a quick peek at that. Those were selling at $2,500. And the wild thing about these, all these patches and stuff, they're still not game used. They're still not player worn. They're still not from any game or event. So these are tough products to try to find. What we're not seeing is we're not seeing the new releases. This is stuff for pre-order. Let's swing over to one of my other vendors here that I typically use called Hit Kings. So let's jump on over to them. They have a tendency to be a little bit more out there when it comes to being able to see some of the pre-order stuff. A new product announced for Panini is Panini Turn 4. So it's going to be similar to Panini 1 and 1, 3 and 2, Panini 1 for football. So you have those for a NASCAR product coming out. But so kind of taking a walk through this, you're seeing basketball prices for 24-25. Like we said, those have been tumbling down. But look at this for Panini Impeccable. It's first off the line is dropping. 3-box case, $1,700. This all translates back to you as the consumer of how we price breaks and trying to decide. So let's take a look at Obsidian for a second here. So we'll take a look at the Obsidian single box price for basketball. You're getting 2 autographs and 1 mem for $475, which is pretty reasonable compared to the way things are in the past, but still very expensive for a basketball product. This one is the one that hurts me the most, and this is where we are struggling with baseball. This is Panini Tier 1 Baseball, very big fan favorite that's out last year. This is actually cheap, $425 to where I have seen it coming out for the rest of the market right now. Yes, you can get bat knobs. Yes, you can get these. But holy cow, guys, 2 autographs, 1 relic card, 1 base card for $425. Even Obsession wasn't that high. I don't even begin to know how to break that. That is more than Finest. That's more than Chrome. That's almost equivalent to a Topps Chrome jumbo box right now. Because we just saw that price at $465. So we're $40 away from a Topps Chrome jumbo box. This is the kind of stuff we're facing a bit right now. These are a lot of the things that are about to release. Topps Chrome, I do have a case of Topps Chrome baseball hobby boxes coming out. We'll be pretty close to break prices around there. So that we'll be able to work with. Here's your Donruss football hobby boxes coming out at $420. So you can kind of see the market is very high on a lot of products. I do have some of these on pre-order. See if the price is there. Yep. $465 certified. We're still waiting for a release date on them. It's well past when it was supposed to be released. But obviously, we're going to do a little bit better when it comes to breaks when we can do those by pay-by teams. And this is the more reasonably priced stuff that we're seeing. Let's just take a look at the category of football. Let's go to 2025 football. You guys have asked for 2024, 2025. I mean, so now for this group right here, right? Panini Origins, $445. Donruss, $420. We saw that one. We look back at some 2024 products they have in this one particularly. They were selling Topps Chrome Cosmics, $325. No guaranteed autographs per box. No guaranteed anything for those boxes. Optic hobby boxes, $1,000. And let's jump back over to, we're going to jump back over here a quick second, back to RBI Crew. Take a look at their football again. And I want to go back to some of the 2024 products that you all have kind of asked for. We did pick up 2 of these, the Leaf Gloria of the game. Not quite as good as In the Seasons of the Sun, but something. So Signature Class for 2024, $425. Resurgence, $345. Cosmic on this site, $375. I saw a Select on here not that long ago. Finest, which we were doing way below that price earlier this year, now up to $380. And so you can kind of see some of those prices as we kind of go further back. And so the Panini stuff really hasn't moved a ton in price. Certified for 2024, $340, way above what that other site had it for 2025. We can go back to Composite for 2023, and we can pick up a Composite hobby box for $220 now. Obviously, we're very limited on that class on who we can get, but we can pick up a Panini one for $425 or $245 right now. So it depends on how far back you want to go when it comes to breaks and stuff. This is the stuff I look at, and I try to do comparisons. Let's take a look at basketball here. We're going to look at it from RBI Crew. Basketball is very reasonable right now. You know, $130 a box, Topps Finest. Even for Donruss Optic hobby boxes at $425. This is massively down from years gone prior. Topps Finest Basketball Delights, $165. You know, we had Delight boxes for $1,300. You know, if we step back into the 23, 24 stuff here, you know, you'll still see some of that stuff kind of way up there. Let's see. Right here. So 23, 24, $1,000 from our Panini Prism. Most of the 24, 25 stuff's down in the 500 or less range. So you're seeing quite a disparity based on the 24, 25 class that we're definitely trying to take advantage of. Whereas like the 23, 24, the Wemby years, literally tied around one person. Still, these prices are quite high. But this is the balance where you see like where we're kind of starting at, and that's what's factoring in. And the trouble that I'm seeing is you look back at that tier 1 product, and that is $450 a box. That's huge. That's a struggle from a breaking perspective to bring the value to you all, because there are so few cards that are actually going to give anything close to where you can say that money I spent was definitely well placed. So let's take a look at Panini's website for what they're releasing this week. Now, this ends up probably being a better product. This is the first off the line in their auction that they're going to be having this week. So this will be something I'll be looking to try to grab and bringing to you all. We're basically going to be looking at anywhere between $350 and $150 for this product. I think the big go-getter on this is the fact that you can actually hit color blasts out of this product. Plus, these first off the lines will include an auto down to 8 and a four parallels down to 15. So I think this one actually has a little bit of value from a baseball bringing a value perspective. If we go into all of the things being sold, as you can see, there's just not a ton right now out there. We've got the Origin blaster boxes, Obsidian basketball we've talked about, the Impeccable basketball. And then you kind of drop down from there and you get to see all those similar prices we just talked about before. So it's a struggle. I definitely trying to do our best to bring good quality breaks to you all, but this is a bit what we're working up against right now. The prices on a lot of the stuff, we're not seeing the fall offs. Unfortunately, Blowout and David Adams, the sales on their stuff doesn't seem to match the market. I mean, look at this Silhouette NBA 24-25, $1,000 for one box. So it is why you're seeing a little bit of break prices increase. This is where kind of the trend of the hobby goes. Let's swing over to Topps real quick. That's not what I wanted to do. Just wanted to open Topps. So here's Topps. Logo fractors. Those came out right around the same price as they did previously at $120. But these used to be $50 boxes, but have taken off a lot. So, but again, let's break down this product a little bit, right? So you're going to get 4 cards per pack, 5 packs per box, 2 exclusive 5-card packs. And let's be honest, you're only looking at those 2 packs that's going to have those cards that you want. So again, we're going to be up against it when it comes to this product. We're going to get less for more cost. And there's not a lot we can do about it. This is $120 plus tax, plus shipping. It gets there. I think at some point we're going to see the market peg, and I think we're going to see things change, and we're going to see box prices come down, because I think one of the things you see if we run back over to Panini's site here is you do see a lot of products where they're not sold, and they're sitting, they're sitting in that pending space. Football's moving very well, and the thing is, we're not seeing a lot of movement of new products coming out. We're seeing this concentration around Origins, right? So this is where, but you see, like so there's 24-25, right? You keep scrolling down Panini's page, Prospect Edition, still that $150 price. They haven't discounted that yet. And now you get to the coming soons, right? So this is all the stuff that they say is coming soon, but we have no dates on any of this releasing. So, so we're keeping an eye on it. We're keeping an eye looking for that certified NFL, Donruss, obviously, and just trying to keep an eye on where this stuff, kind of falls out at the end of the day. So, there's Absolute Football. We all remember the fiasco with Absolute Football 2 years ago. And keep in mind, this is the NFL last year being with Panini till next year when they flip over to Topps. So they're really driving the market on us. And so it's hard to find the value sometimes on a lot of the products when we're priced already, almost priced out of the market to begin with. So I promise you all, I am doing my best to bring you the best quality I can. I search the web a lot. I try to go through eBay. I'm always skeptical of eBay because you always have to be careful with eBay, because if someone buys a case and is selling single boxes, they may have already found that case hit box, and your probability of getting that case hit card is probably not that high. I don't necessarily try to chase the case hit boxes as I would just like a card box that has good quality in it and hopefully some big hits that are our numbered stuff. But so we're in a balance right now. I think we're getting to a little bit of a tipping point where I think the box prices are going to start to peg. And because we're seeing it in our local card shop that we have plenty of new product in there, but we're just not moving any of it. Our prices are competitive and it's just not moving. So I think we're seeing more people are swinging towards singles, buying from eBay direct. And then, boxes were, I think breaks used to be very good value for getting when the box prices were going up. So you're getting more bang for your buck. Now our box prices are starting to almost price the breaks out. We are starting to see people desperate buying on sites, just trying to buy people out so that they have something to do breaks with. And that's tough. So we'll see how everything plays out in the coming months. But this is kind of where we're at. We are doing everything we can to bring you all the best value. One of the biggest things that's important to me as a breaker is I need to hear from you all. Tell me combinations of boxes you want to see. Where is your price point for breaks? What matters more? Is it the price? Is it the value? We could always say both, but sometimes I think that's what matters more, is kind of understanding where that tipping point is with everybody. You all are always welcome to reach out to me through our group page, through the messengers, social media outlets. But, this is kind of where I see the state of the hobby is we will continue to try to bring stuff. I think this is where we start seeing more retail products kind of enter the breaks more, because we can give more quantity, especially for when you have select mega boxes that have one or two cards that have a chance at, low numbered. The Mosaic mega boxes have been amazing so far this year. Really good numbered cards in them and good players. So we'll keep an eye out for that stuff. I'll start trying to post some more product review type things on the page and some shorter videos. This didn't end up being quite a short video. But, your opinion matters. And please put a comment on this video. If you watch it on YouTube, obviously, please hit the like button. But give me comments there too. Your feedback is the most important asset in all of breaking that matters the most over anything else. Because without your feedback, without your opinions, we can't do this stuff. Because we need to know where you all want to be and where all you all want to see for products. So what you all want to see for breaks. And we can give you those lower prices and higher quantities like the Topps Finest boxes. We'll do that. But just wanted to put this out there for you all so you kind of understood a little bit of the peek behind the curtain of some of the stuff we were looking at and some of the where my mindset is when it comes to making breaks. But with that, hopefully we'll see you all on the live tonight. And from all of us here at Ohio Hobby Breaks, wish you a great day, and we'll see you hopefully tonight when we do our breaks. So have a great night, and we'll catch you all later.